The world right now is in the middle of a global AI arms race, and it's winner take all between China and the USA primarily. So don't think for a second that any nation state or AI company won't do whatever it takes to come out on top. That's why OpenAI just set the internet on fire with rumors that it might already need a government bailout to fund its trillion-dollar AI empire. Yeah, you heard that right. Taxpayers could potentially be on the hook for one of the most valuable AI companies in the world. Craziness, man. However, OpenAI insists it's not a bailout. It's not a bailout. We just need some money, okay? The optics tell a very different story. In this video, we'll break down how these rumors started, why OpenAI went into full-blown crisis PR mode, and what it could mean for your AI and crypto investments. Well, it all kicked off on Wednesday. OpenAI's CFO made a comment at a Wall Street Journal event suggesting that the United States government could backstop the company's massive AI infrastructure spending. Basically, she said that government support could make it easier for OpenAI to take on loans to fund its spending plans. Naturally, her comment exploded online and immediately caused a massive backlash. People took it to mean that OpenAI was out here saying, yo, taxpayers, why don't you give us some money? Foot our trillion-dollar AI empire bills here. By Thursday, OpenAI went into full crisis PR mode because for a company currently valued at $500 billion, that didn't sit super well with the world. So CEO Sam Altman stepped in to clarify OpenAI is not asking for a bailout, guys. We don't need a bailout. They don't want the government to guarantee their data centers, and that they believe taxpayers should not be on the hook if a company fails. Same sentiment, by the way, echoed by David Sachs, the current crypto and AI czar in the government. Now, Sam Altman stressed that governments shouldn't pick winners and they shouldn't pick losers, and that if OpenAI fails, other companies will continue doing good work, because that's just how capitalism works, baby. But what OpenAI does see as reasonable government-backed loans in the context of supporting U.S. semiconductor factories and U.S. AI dominance, aiming to strengthen domestic chip production, domestic supply chains, and of course, the great good old American jobs, man. Because it's about national strategic infrastructure, ensuring the U.S. has secure, independent AI infrastructure, and not, as some may have said, a private company bailout. Even Trump's former AI czar, again, David Sachs, flatly said there will be no federal bailout for AI. If one company fails, others will take its place. Now, since this unfortunate slip of the tongue, OpenAI's CFO has had to walk back her words, saying in a LinkedIn post that I used the word backstop and it muddled the point. Did it now? As a full clip of my answer, so she says, I was making the point that the American strength and technology will come from building real industrial capacity, something that requires the private sector and the government playing their part. So the optics definitely looked a bit messy. OpenAI insists it's about strategic collaboration and not private profit at taxpayers' expenses. Sure. Companies, man. Now, here's why people are still freaking out about OpenAI's expansion plans, because anytime a private company drops even the slightest hint they might need some kind of public funds, it's seen as a huge red flag, a sign the bubble is soon going to pop and everything's going to go to zero. Does it make sense for the US government to back OpenAI? Of course it does. With loans, it's not a terrible idea because America wants to win the AI wars, right? They want to come out on top, and OpenAI is a leader right now. But all this stuff does make investors stop, and even the public stop, and ask, what the heck's actually going on here? OpenAI has committed to a staggering $1.4 trillion in chips and data center infrastructure deals over the next 8 years, a mind-blowing amount of money. But the way some of these deals are structured has added a lot of concern. Take their partnership with AMD, for example. OpenAI agreed to buy massive amounts of chips, 6 gigawatts worth. That's a lot of chips, man. While also having options to acquire up to 10% of AMD's stock, sending its price up 23% on the news. On paper, that looks like a huge, straightforward amount of spending. But analysts have noted the structure creates a kind of round robin effect, let's say. Let's keep it PG for the kids here. OpenAI's purchases help AMD, and AMD options and investments in OpenAI help the company look financially stronger. Essentially, it's a I give to you, you give to me. It's a snake eating its own tail kind of thing. This is an arrangement that essentially inflates the scale of spending and inflates demand, looking everybody look a lot better on paper. By the way, guys, if you want real-time market updates to help you navigate AI, crypto, tech trends, and much, much more, and position yourself for the next big moves, my free newsletter, Wealth Mastery, is exactly what you need. Link down below. It's literally free. 180,000 people a week reading it. You could be one of those people. Go check it out. So look, guys, the thing is, even today, OpenAI cannot fully run all of its AI models because their compute resources are maxed out. They're literally rate-limiting ChatGPT features to keep it up. The demand for AI is exploding, and right now, no company, not even OpenAI, can scale fast enough to keep up. So yes, while the deals are impressive on paper, they also raise questions about real cash flows, real risks, and sustainability of all the craziness going on in the AI wars right now, and whether OpenAI can actually meet the sky-high expectations that it's set. Because currently, pre-market, it's valued for perfection, essentially. But the market is paying attention. Analysts, investors, even tech watchers like David Sachs are warning this looks like a company that's scaling aggressively, maybe too aggressively. So it's no wonder that the rumor mill took off around the government potentially backing it up. Now, people are asking, is OpenAI growing because the market demands it, or just because it's creatively reshuffling deals to look bigger than it may actually be? But OpenAI's $1.4 trillion expansion plan is not happening in a vacuum. This is very important to understand. It's part of a global AI arms race between the United States and China. The winner is going to have to spend big. You literally have people like Mark Zuckerberg out here saying, like, we're going to spend hundreds of billions. The CEO of, I think it was Google, said, we'll go bankrupt if we have to. We can't afford to lose. So the USA and China, and to an extent like the EU and Russia and India, but they're much more secondary players compared to the USA and China, are all scrambling to dominate AI, and companies like OpenAI, Google, Microsoft are leading the way. Every deal, every chip purchase, and every data center build is a high-stakes move in this winner-takes-all game. Take Apple, for example. In a bold pivot, the tech giant recently ditched OpenAI to power its new Siri AI with Google's Gemini model, paying around $1 billion annually for access to 1.2 trillion parameters. This move shows just how fast the AI chessboard is moving. Even the biggest names are hedging their bets, and the market is paying very close attention to any little details, any whisper of a rumor, a little bit of cough, and the sick man. For AI and crypto investors, this matters. OpenAI's aggressive expansion is reshaping the competitive landscape, raising the stakes for other AI companies, for cloud providers, and even blockchain-based infrastructure projects. Think about all the AI data centers that are used to be Bitcoin miners, or still Bitcoin mining, but also doing AI data center stuff. We're already seeing this, okay? Iron, Cypher Mining, CleanSpark, and many others are pivoting into AI infrastructure. And also mining Bitcoin, we're doing that too, leveraging their existing compute capacity to ride the AI boom. OpenAI is betting big, but the market, not the government, right, will decide if these bets pay off. And if you know where to position yourself, this is all very exciting. Because what we're about to witness is one of the biggest wealth building opportunities of our lifetimes. If you're not paying attention to AI, you're not paying attention to robotics, you're not paying attention to data centers or rare earth minerals, or dare I say it, crypto and Bitcoin, what the heck you doing, man? Thanks for watching.